Yo, it's your boy Wavy Fredo. We back here with another one, man. Today we got a great video. Today we got a huge video. We got so much to unpack, and I will not hold you guys for long. But before we get into that, if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, man. If you look at your shit right now and you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see more of me. We got a whole lot of information to cover, and we got more coming tomorrow, and we will be covering what fight songs should or should not be inside of the game very soon. It's on the way. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. As I said, we have a whole lot of information to unpack. We will be trying to get through this. I will not be trying to, stay on one subject for too long, but we will talk about this shit. Now, to begin with, what's most important to me, Road to Glory. It is confirmed that we will not have a high school mode feature inside of the Road to Glory and or Dynasty. I'm unaware why they did this. I feel like if you've had it in previous games, I don't feel like it's something that you should, depart from, detach, take out the game, whatever the case may be. And I feel like that is not going to break the game, but I feel like it's something that still could have made the game. Like, people love that feature. A lot of people wanted that in the game. People like me, as I said in previous videos, I used to actually make my real high school team and, actually make my real rivals and whatever the case may be to have them inside the game. And I know a lot of people did that. I know I'm not the only one, but majority of people, everybody, not even majority, everybody wanted that high school feature to go and build up their resume and try to become a 5-star athlete so they can get to those upper level schools, top level schools at the Alabamas, Ohio States, the Oregons, and all of those schools to try to end up there and then, later on become a college star. So I'm not exactly sure why they took that out of the game or why they didn't involve it. I'm sure at a later date we will know why, but maybe it's tomorrow. We got a whole lot of info coming tomorrow as well. So maybe they'll tell us tomorrow. But as of right now, I'm dumbfounded by it and I do not like it. I don't like it, not one bit. Moving on, Dynasty. We will have transfer portal, which we already kind of knew that had already kind of been confirmed, but it is for sure inside of the game. I do have questions on how that would go. Again, like I said in previous videos, will it be like free agency where it's just like random players there, or do you get the chance to go sit down and talk to players like how FIFA is or whatever the case may be, or FC 24, whatever the case may be. But moving on, you can hire and fire coordinators, which is something that's like should obviously be in the game if you're like in control of the school, but whatever. You also will not have you cannot export your draft classes to Madden, which I feel like is something that was obviously not going to happen. That was one of those wants that we wanted that we just kind of knew that wasn't going to happen. I know me and my guys talked about it, but you probably want those extra players who aren't coming out until the later time. Video game seasons go by so much faster than in real life seasons. So for those players who are freshmen right now in real life, maybe we wanted to eventually get that draft class to put it in Madden instead of waiting 4 physical years or 3 physical years to put them inside of the game. So I think that's actually a bummer, but we do have guys who specialize in those type of things who will just continue to make those draft classes for us. So I think that's dope, and that's another thing that does not hurt the game because, like I said, we have those people who will be making those draft classes for us. We also do not have any NIL in the game. That actually doesn't surprise me as well because I was unsure how they were going to do that. For example, you have a team like USC and you have a team like Colorado. 2 different places, 2 different things. The markets are different. So how are they going to project what schools get what amount of NIL, and was it going to be fair? So I think that was actually kind of wise to not involve in the game because I feel like maybe they can do that at a later time. It would have been cool, obviously, like I said, but there's no telling how much NIL money a school will get. So that was going to be very difficult. Now, let's talk about Matt Brown. Shout out to Matt Brown. He is an amazing source for us, amazing information getter, and he does not gatekeep with any information. Everything that he is able to share with us, he shares. But he gave us a quote, and he said, this game is an absolute love letter to football fans by college football fans. And from presentation to feature set to gameplay, it is not a reskinned version of Madden. And That's all we wanted, right? That's all we wanted, was to make sure that we get a different game. Just like in previous years, we've never got a Madden from NCAA. It's always been different. Yes, there are similarities. It's a football game. Of course, there's going to be similarities. With the same engine, of course, there's going to be similarities. But we've never got the exact same game. So I feel like that's something that we've always wanted to make sure that we did not have, and that's a reskin of Madden. And he has assured that we will not be getting that. And more so, Eric Wayweather, shout out to him, amazing YouTuber. If you ain't seen his video, go check it out, because he actually played the game. He also informed us that we don't have to be worried about it being another Madden, and if we're worried about it, if we worried about it not being as good as NCAA 14, we will not have to worry about that as well, because it is better than NCAA 14. And in quotes, he said they cooked. And if you don't know what that means, he said they did what they had to motherfucking do with this game, because we demand and want a high performance game. Like, we want, since we've been waiting all this damn time, we want something good, and he has assured that we will be getting that. He said he's not just a Madden with college team, and that's something that people were saying that the game were going to be. And it's actually, heartwarming to know that we will not be getting a skin of Madden. And to even go deeper into that, it has been confirmed that speed and gameplay is different than Madden. Animations is different than Madden. Several animations. Even Eric Wayweather was saying, as far as gameplay from the game, playbooks is another reason why the speed is different, because in college it looks different. Everything is so much quicker. It's like more spread out. It's all these quick routes, all these RPOs, all these options, all of these running quarterbacks. Everything just looks totally different, and he says that we will be able to see that inside of the game. Also, we have totally different animations than Madden, like what we said in previous video about the one toe drag or whatever like that. That's something that is different than Madden. We have new catch animations, more tackle animations, which we'll touch down on soon. We have so many more animations, and we will be getting into more of them at a later time. Also, we have heard a lot about the crowd as well. The crowd will have negative reactions to opposing teams. Now, that could mean various things, but we'll just kind of get on that a little bit. Basically meaning, for your home team, if you are home, the away team will have a difficult time in whatever environment that they are in. So if they have a negative play, if they have a fumble, whatever, they throw an interception, the crowd will react to that, which will bother the momentum of that team, which will bother the confidence of that team, or whatever the case may be. And when you're on offense as the home team, if anything is going well for you, it will obviously affect the away team. They said numerous of things: the fight chants, just the crowd voice, like noise level, everything will be bothered. The squiggly lines, everything will bother them. And again, that goes back to presentation. I actually love that, because we want the home field to be feeling like home field. Like, when you go into play into Penn State, it's not a normal environment. It's so fucking loud. It's so annoying. And I want that to be felt for the away team. The physics based tackling, which looks realer than Madden. Now, what that's saying is we got a whole nother mechanism for tackling in this game as well. Now, we did see new tackling in the previous Madden, which means that we are getting that plus more. They're redoing that plus blocking. We'll talk about that later, but we are getting more tackling animations. It has been said that we will be seeing some of the same tackling animations that's in today's game, but we will be getting more. Also, Eric Wayweather had said that tackling is so much more difficult, being that the game is more faster, fast paced. There's an attribute like gap. Certain players are so much faster than other players. It's so much separation. It's a little more difficult to be trying to be getting those open field tackles. He said that he noticed that there was a lot of broken tackles. He said that's something that he did not like, but that is something that they could fix. That's not something that, we should be worried about. Like, oh my God, It's a simple fix, in my opinion. Now, will they want to fix it? We will fucking see. But we will see when we get the game, and also we will see more tomorrow because we are getting more information tomorrow. Run blocking and pass blocking has been redone, redefined, and it is confirmed to be better. Now, they said with the run blocking thing, if you hit the holes correctly, pause, it will reward you. Now, we did see a little bit of that in Madden. When you hit the hole correctly, you go the way that you're supposed to go. You will see the blocker that's supposed to lead up to the second level. He will get up to the second level properly, and that will, open up some more room for you to eventually score a touchdown. So that is something that we are dying to see. And if it has already been improved in Madden, if it's redone again, that just only means that it's only going to get better. Now, as far as the pass blocking, it has been said that the pocket presence is so much better. You can climb up in the pocket. You have the best pocket wall that you possibly can have in this year's NCAA college football 25, whatever the case may be. Basically pass blocking is so much better. So you can sit in the pocket and actually read the field, obviously not forever, but in Madden or whatever the case may be, I don't feel like you get the option to actually, get through your progression, because 3 seconds into it, you already got somebody in your face. Or even when you have those linemen who have good attributes, it just seems like they're not that great at blocking. So hopefully in this one, what they're confirmed, I hope that is true. Excuse me. That you will be able to have those blockers with the attributes that match the blocking. So if they are good blockers by overall, then they will be able to, So what I feel like that means is still goes back to team management. You make sure that you got the right blockers, the right people on the field, and that will eventually reward you as the quarterback or whatever the case may be, or as a runner. The wear and tear is inside of this game, which is kind of self-explanatory, but I will touch on that a little bit more. In Madden today, if you keep running the player, use the player a whole lot, eventually they're kind of going to sub them out, and they're not going to be able to play for a little bit. And this year's college football game is kind of more like that, but it's go way more further. Now, if you have a player who continues to keep getting hit in the same spot, if you can think back to the UFC fighting game, if you have a player who keeps getting punched in the face, eventually he's going to turn yellow, then orange, then red, which leads to injury. So if you have a football running back or whatever the case may be, and they keep hitting him low, his legs are going to eventually turn colors. And once he reaches to red, obviously there's a danger for injuries, which you have to be making sure that you monitor that properly, which goes back to the team management part, which is great because you have to make sure that your players have what they need, make sure they're getting the proper rest. And, I hope that will mean that you have to make sure that they're icing and everything like that. But wear and tear is definitely in the game, and that's something that we will have to pay huge attention to. Moving on. There are no X factors in the game. Thank fucking God. I actually hate the X factor thing, and I wish that they would go back to the attribute system in Madden, but we will not have anything of that in this year's college football game. I think that it was dumb to have that in the first place with Madden, because what the hell do we have attributes for? If you're able to throw these type of passes, if you're able to do these type of jukes, if you're able to do these type of catches, if you're able to do these type of tackles, stripping the ball, if you have that, what the fuck do you need an X factor for? I just feel like it made it unfair, a little cheating. If you had the lumberjack X factor trait, then you hit a person a couple times consecutively, and eventually he's just going to give up the ball. And that's not the same in real life. Like, I know players who get hit a whole lot and they just don't fumble. They just get hit a lot, and it just doesn't happen that way. So I am happy that they are going to the attribute system again, and attributes matter. Thank you. Also, won't touch on this for too much of a long time, but if you do remember the skill tree system that was in NCAA 14, that will be brought back into this year's college football game, so be on the lookout for that as well. A couple more things that has already been confirmed. FBS schools, generic FBS schools will be included in the game that have been confirmed, and we will have custom conferences. That's more things that they did talk about today, but we already knew that, so it ain't really that important. Couple more things. It is possible to become academically ineligible in Road to Glory. I think that's fucking dope. At the same time, it's kind of, they could have just did something else, like put high school back in the game. But if you remember in the previous video, we did talk about that was in previous NCAA's as well. So I think that is dope. I think that it make it a little more realistic. Go to class. But I do want to know how they will make that like a thing. Like, how will they make you go to class? How will they make sure you're doing your homework? Like, what scenarios do you have to go through to make sure that you stay eligible for the season? And lastly, Coach and Caruso will be returning. Not that important, but that is something that was confirmed to be in the game. Also, this is only important to me. If you remember, in a previous video, I had posted a clip of Michigan in Penn State Stadium, and they were listening to Mo Bamba in the stadium, and it was going fucking crazy or whatever like that. Mo Bamba is confirmed to be a part of the soundtrack list, which is fucking dope to me because I think that's a very great song for a high momentum situation. So that has been confirmed to be in the game. Again, like I said before, we do have more information dropping tomorrow, so you will be seeing my face again. And again, we will be doing a soundtrack. What song should be in the game, what song should not be in the game, or whatever the case may be. We will be talking about that as well. So be on the lookout for that. And until next time, peace.